I never imagined I'd be the kind of man who walks into a bar only to see his wife leaning against another man, laughing, whispering, touching him like a teenager caught up in a crush. But life has a way of shattering our illusions when we least expect it. That evening, I hadn't even planned to be out. My best friend, Daniel, had called me unexpectedly, his voice tight and unsteady. "Hey man, are you free right now?" he asked. "Yeah, what's going on?" I replied, sensing something was off. "You need to get to the Velvet Lounge." "Now," he said. Something in his tone made my stomach drop. Daniel was usually unshakable, but this urgency carried a shadow I didn't want to name. "Why? What happened?" I pressed, my unease growing. There was a pause, heavy and deliberate, before he finally said the words that sent my world spinning. "It's Emily. She's here, with another man." For a second, the name felt foreign, as if it belonged to someone else entirely. "My Emily? My wife?" "You're wrong," I said, my throat suddenly dry. "She's at home." "She's not." Daniel's voice was firm, leaving no room for argument. That was all it took. I grabbed my keys, my mind a whirlwind of disbelief and dread, and drove without thinking, my vision narrowing to the road ahead. When I arrived, the lounge was alive with dim lights, the scent of alcohol and expensive perfume hanging heavy in the air. Daniel was waiting near the entrance, face grim. "She's in the VIP section, with Ryan Keller," he muttered. The name hit me like a punch. I didn't know Ryan personally, but everyone did. He was the type who only sought married women, a predator thriving on secrecy, power, and the thrill of conquest. And now he had my wife. Daniel led me through the crowd, and then I saw her, Emily, sitting on a sleek leather couch beside Ryan, leaning in close, her lips near his ear as she whispered something that made him laugh. Loud, arrogant, completely at ease. His fingers toyed with a strand of her hair. My stomach twisted. My hands clenched into fists. But before I could react, I heard Ryan's smug voice over the music. "I only sleep with married women. They crave what their cucked husbands can't give them." Laughter erupted from his circle of friends, raising glasses in mock celebration. And then Ryan turned his gaze toward me. A smirk danced on his lips. Well, here comes another loser," he jeered. Air left my lungs. I barely thought before my fist connected with his jaw, sending him staggering back into a table of champagne bottles. Silence fell across the lounge. I grabbed him by the collar, voice low, controlled but deadly. "You think you're the king of married women? You just made the biggest mistake of your life." For the first time, fear flickered across his face. Security rushed over before I could do more, but the damage was done. Everyone had seen Ryan humiliated. I turned to Emily. She was frozen, eyes wide, guilt written all over her face. "I'll see you at home," I said, cold and sharp. "If you're still there." Then I walked out. But my mind didn't dwell on apologies or anger. It was calculating. Ryan Keller had built a career destroying marriages. It was time someone destroyed him. And I knew exactly where to begin. The next morning, I went downtown to Ryan's law firm. I walked confidently to the receptionist. "I have an appointment with Mr. Keller's boss," I said, though I did not. Confidence opens doors. Minutes later, I was sitting across from his superior, an older man with sharp eyes and an expensive suit. I slid a thick manila envelope across the desk. "This is a collection of Ryan Keller's extracurricular activities," I said. The man opened it, flipping through screenshots, messages, videos. His expression darkened by the second. Evidence of Ryan exploiting his position, manipulating married women, including clients, lay in plain sight. "Thank you for bringing this to my attention," he said stiffly. "I assure you we